All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Soda Citizen podcast. I'm Mary Lane Sloan, and this is
Brad Allen.
Yes. And today we've got our great friends from Classic Roofing joining us today to talk about all things roofs and all things Columbia.
How's it going?
Great.
This is going to really bring up the ratings.
Yes.
Roofing
yes.
topics.
Yes,
Dude,
yes.
I'll be honest. I mean, sure, roofing sounds like it's not the sexy thing. Like friends come over and like, you want to see my new roof? But
Right.
like, also, a house looks like shit if it has an old roof.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I always joke with people that we're one step above the insulation guys. But
Yeah.
we're way more important sometimes because it
Right.
protects everything. But it's a big ticket item.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not sexy like redoing a kitchen,
Yeah.
but it's vital.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something we notice. You know,
Yeah.
I probably drive my wife crazy. I'm like, see
You
that
do
roof? And
that.
she's like, I've never looked at a roof.
Yeah,
one
No,
I
time.
do
right.
the same.
That's
That
always
needs a
Yeah.
new roof.
Yeah,
That needs a new roof.
roof.
And she's like, what?
Yeah.
What's the ugliest color roof you've ever put on?
Ooh,
Red.
red.
Red. Straight
pretty
red.
good.
Like
Not
burgundy?
red metal. Red metal can be pretty on the
Yeah.
right house, a
Uh-huh.
farmhouse, a mountain house. It was she was a really nice client and she loved
And
it.
she loved it. So good.
We had finished signing the contract and we were kind of wrapping up and I said, is there anything else that I can do? Is there anything that I need to know to make sure that this process goes really smooth? And she kind of slunched down. I could tell that she
Yeah.
wanted something. And I
Yeah.
said, what do you want? And she said, I just wish that they had red roofs because I'm a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan.
Oh,
and I was
okay.
God bless her.
like,
They didn't
I
have
have
red.
red. And she was like,
Reason.
really? And
You
I
just don't
flipped
bring it
over the
out.
catalog, and it was in the back. I mean, it's on like the back page. And I said, I've got this red right here, which I don't even think
They're
they
actually
make
left over from the
anymore.
80s. We still
Yeah.
have some.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, I'll take it. And I was like, really? And she had like it was either cream or gray colored house where it actually did work.
Yeah.
And her house is way out in the middle of the woods where really nobody was going to see it. She loved that roof. So, I mean, it was
Great.
a home run,
Yeah.
but it was not a pretty roof.
That's why like, hey, can you call your realtor real quick and just get their
make
opinion?
sure they're okay with the red
Yeah,
roof.
not gonna get a lot of ROI out of the reds and
Right.
blues.
Yeah.
Sometimes the greens can be a little.
There's
but
a,
the right house.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, what is it? A hickory that has like a reddish brown
So,
tint to it. I'm not
my
a
last
huge
house had
fan
that.
of that one.
Yeah.
It looks very 80s to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do anything with my house color because it was that color roof. I'm like, can't do white, can't
No.
do black. Like it was.
Yeah.
There's some really pretty houses I've seen around Columbia where they've done a full renovation, repainted it, but they'd never changed the roof color
Yeah.
because the roof was good.
Yeah.
And it was we're just changing it for aesthetics. And I'm like, wow, that house would be absolutely
Sure.
stunning if
Stunning.
we could just change this roof color.
Can you stain it? Can you stain roofs?
No.
We're-
There's a
no.
lot of things out
We're not
there
going
that say
to.
you
Not you.
paint or
Uh-huh.
coat roofs, but you're encapsulating something in a very hot area.
Uh-huh.
And I feel, to me, and I don't know if the science is behind it or not, but to me, the way that they encapsulate these roofs with those coloring and stuff like that, it expresses the aging process
Yeah.
because they get hotter
Oh.
and they age quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you go for an inspection, there's not a real good way to
Sure.
tell the
Look
age
at
of
it.
the roof.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if I've come across this a couple of times in my career where I've gotten up on a roof thinking it's a black roof,
Mhm.
and they painted the whole thing
Oh,
with
snap.
just paint.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I flunked
paint.
them automatically
Uh-huh.
because I can't tell.
Yeah.
And there's usually not a lot of pushback on that. But it's
Right.
amazing what people try to get away
Yeah.
with.
They're
That's
funny
crazy.
creatures. Well, let's go back to the very beginning. So,
Mhm.
how did you get into the roof business
Mm.
and why?
I think it was
Well,
black.
How did you get into the roof
Yeah.
business? I don't
Yeah,
know this
so-
story.
Back in 2011, I was a bar manager.
Mm-hmm.
I had been in the service industry for a while, and I'll try to keep this brief. But a customer of mine came in all the time. He was a great customer. We hit it off, and then one day he was like, "You should come to work for me." And I was like, "What is it that you
What you
do?"
do?
And he
Yeah.
said, "I have a roofing company." And I was like, "Well, I don't know anything about that."
And I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later on in life, that happened.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Doesn't matter. You can talk to people. I'll teach you everything." So that was with Crescent Construction. Mac and I probably started there around the same time.
We were within, I would
Yeah.
guarantee you, we were within 6 months to a year
Yeah.
tops.
Yeah.
So that's how me and Joe met.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we were
Okay.
both selling. I think I got a little more involved in production,
Mhm.
and Mac stayed involved with sales. Long story short, that's where it all started. And then I was
Mhm.
like, who knows where this is going to go. I mean, I thought I would, be doing something else maybe at this point, but kind of came back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I actually cold called on the same roofing company working in a different job. Same guy.
Oh.
Hired both of us.
Yeah.
I was cold calling trying to sell a different service. And he was like, I really like you. He was like, you ever thought about selling roofing? I was like, I've literally never thought about it.
Actually, now that you mention it,
never
it's
crossed our minds.
Literally never crossed my mind. But same kind of spiel. I can teach you about roofing, but I like how you handle people. And I was like, well, let's sit down and talk. And he actually, it was probably 2 to 3 weeks later, he made me an offer, like a real offer. And I was like, this guy's actually putting his money where his mouth is. And it wasn't that the offer was so wonderful, but the upside of the offer was so much greater than what I was currently doing.
Yeah.
That I was like,
It was
you know
more
what?
fun too.
And I was single and young, so I could take a higher risk.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Now
got
he's not
into
young
roofing.
anymore.
Now I'm not young
No.
Can't take
or
a risk.
single.
Yeah.
But no, got into it, and I actually really enjoyed it because I knew I never wanted to work behind a desk. I tried that right out of college. I was in insurance, and
I didn't realize that.
yeah,
Do you want to sell insurance now?
no,
Got a spot for you.
but I
Imagine
did
how that would go.
group benefits, and I was so bored with the product. And I worked for an amazing company.
Yeah.
It's a local company. It's Gibson and Associates, and they do a great job. They have a great staff. I had a great boss who was one of my best
You worried
friends.
about Gibby
Still
hearing
is.
this?
Yeah, Gibby, I love you
really
if you
awesome
do hear
and
this.
Yeah.
But no,
Just wasn't the job for
he
you.
was a perfect boss, but I just didn't enjoy what I did, and it drove me crazy because I wanted to like it because I loved where I worked.
Yeah.
And I went into roofing, and I kind of took to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because I figured out pretty early on some ways to grow the business that nobody else was doing or nobody else in our company was doing.
Yeah.
And I had some success with that. And I was like, I really like this. I feel like if I grind it out, I can get good at this.
Yeah, and he did. That's kind of what led to where we are now is sparing some details, like me jumping around trying to become corporate Joe and flying around the country. Mac is still building a book of business. And then one day, I say one day, I was always like, Mac, what kind of prices are you charging? What are the profit margins? What is this and that? And he's like, are you starting a roofing company? I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Maybe depends on your answer.
Yeah.
and so,
Quit holding out.
it kind of came down to like, we're gonna do this, but you have to join me because I can maybe do it, but it's gonna be a lot different if you bring your knowledge and your people. He was like, you just want, I remember Max said, you just want me for all the people I know. I said, well, the
100%.
Warriors pay Steph Curry to make threes. Who cares why?
Yeah.
Like you just come and then that happened, right? And we kind of hit the ground running. He called everybody he knew. I called everybody I knew. It was the week of Christmas 2 years ago. We were riding around in an old truck together, looking at each other like, what did we do?
I know
Like,
that feeling.
what are we doing?
I know that feeling.
There was definitely some come to Jesus moments with myself where I was riding around the truck and I'd just start hyperventilating. Like, what have I done? I walked away from a 6-figure salary.
Yeah.
But with me and Joe's relationship, it works well because he's much better with logistics and back end stuff than I am. He's much more intelligent than I am when it comes to remembering and learning how to figuring things out. Whether
My wife would disagree.
yeah,
But
she might, but it's true. Like he's very detail oriented and he's very good with that side. Where I really enjoy the people aspect, the relationships, and Joe's good at that part too. But that's kind of where I built my business, and I was always like, if I just had somebody to help me with the paperwork side of it, I think I could really take off. And Joe kind of filled that role in the beginning. And now we've got great people in place that fill that role.
Yeah.
So you merge these two skill sets. Now you got classic roofing.
Right.
And I mean, it seems like 2 years ago wasn't that long ago because I feel like y'all are crushing it.
We're trying.
that's like the official day we talk about, I mean, things were kind of in motion for a while, but like Christmas, it's a better story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The week
actually,
of Christmas, we're driving around, looking at each other.
Yeah, that's true.
We're getting it going. We're making things happen. So it's, and it's gone. really well. I think, people wise, like we've been able to, I think, establish ourselves as people that are just really honest about what needs to be done.
Mhm.
And
For sure.
And to our, we joke, like, to our financial detriment sometimes, like we're not going to do it unless it needs to be done. Repair first, replace second.
Yeah.
And we try to stick to that.
Yeah.
And it can be hard, man.
Yeah.
When someone's like, no, here's my check, I need this. And I'm like, why don't you just call me next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You obviously started a business in Columbia.
Yeah.
Right.
We get a lot of people moving here that either have their own businesses and actually relocate them because of our tax incentives or whatever it is. I don't know. Actually, we don't have tax incentives. They do not come for tax incentives.
Yeah.
But like, what would you tell somebody that's looking to either open up their own spot, specifically like with Columbia dynamics,
Mhm.
and what's been good about owning a business or your own thing in this market?
I think the good and bad, depending on how you handle your business with Columbia, is it's such a word of mouth town.
Yep.
It's a small town city for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So when you do a really good job and you're honest, people talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's a Southern trait, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can get your word out quick just doing the right thing.
Sure.
It can also destroy you quickly if you
Mhm.
do the wrong thing,
Yep.
which is good. It weeds out a lot of bad
Yeah.
people in the industry. But I think if somebody was looking at Columbia logistically for starting a business, depending on what it was, if your business is built around customer relations, customer service, treating people the right way, and giving people a solid product for a reasonable price, or it's a great place to start a business. There's a lot more money here than people realize.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of people are much more successful than they really are because a lot of people don't put on airs in Columbia.
Yeah.
So you really can't judge a book by its
Mm-mm.
color, because I've had conversations with guys that are in a ratty t-shirt and jeans and they've got 2 commas in their bank account,
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
problem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you would never know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's also just been an enormous amount of growth that we've
Mhm.
seen.
Yeah.
Like, I look at Scout.
Yeah.
Okay. Scout maybe never produces an electric vehicle in Columbia, but there's something that's happening around that area that's causing a shift in growth. There's
Yeah.
new homes, there's new people moving here. So with
Mhm.
new people with higher paying jobs, have more money to spend.
Yeah.
I think the university always kind of helps with that as well. Like, we've dealt with a few people that were, maybe professors that were buying a home. They come in, great paying jobs. They're renovating the home. They're doing a lot of things. So, like, seeing industry come to
Mhm.
Columbia,
Right.
immediately lets you know that it's a serious player. I mean, we're not Charleston and
Right.
Greenville,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
We have to hear about them all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Charleston's awesome. I
Yeah.
love Charleston, but
Yeah.
it's a different place than it was
Mhm.
15 years ago.
Mhm.
So we kind of want to see Columbia do that, but like
Yeah.
not quite. But we are seeing that growth, and I think it's a great time. I think from where we work, like West Columbia, Casey, Forest Acres, and Columbia, like the leadership there is good.
Mhm.
We can get face to face with like elected officials.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That
we can go
matters.
talk to 10 miles across the river, and we
Yeah.
can see Daniel Rickenman.
Mhm.
And we can go up to Forest Acres and talk to every councilman. And like, those people are helpful. Like, they want us
Sure.
to succeed.
Mhm.
They want us to build. And, and we love Forest Acres. Like, that's where we both live. I mean, we want to be like the guys there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think the availability to talk to people and see change actually happening is really great for starting a business.
Yeah.
So what's something, if nobody'd ever been to Columbia before, like in a couple words, how would you describe the feel of Columbia to them?
Yeah, so I'm from a small town, Holly Hill, South Carolina,
Mhm.
2 stoplights.
Yeah, there you go.
Columbia feels more like that place in a positive way than you would think. I think
Mhm.
Mac touched on that. It's small town feel.
Yeah.
But kind of growing like crazy.
Mhm.
Like, you see, when I came here in 2008, Main Street was nothing.
What? Didn't know it wasn't
Yeah.
open.
You know,
Yeah.
going out to eat, like, of course, I was broke when I came here right after college, but like, there weren't a lot of great restaurants. There
Yeah.
weren't a lot of great places to kind of hang out. So like, I think it's like really alive,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm a
I
Clemson
agree.
fan. So just to let you know, I've spent 16 years here.
Uh-huh.
Just some of it suffering, some of it
Yeah.
watching them
Yeah.
suffer. But I can see like the influx of students and all that stuff. I mean, it's just like the city feels really alive
Yeah.
to me.
I'd agree.
It's almost like you see the old pictures of Main Street from way back in the day, and it's bustling. And you're like, wow, I bet it would have been neat when it was like that 15 years ago. You're looking at those pictures like, that would have been cool. And now you're seeing Main Street like that, and you're like, it's really neat to see the energy. You go down there, and it's not just vagrants walking around and boarded up businesses. There's businesses thriving, and there's great restaurants.
Yeah. And you're not losing other areas. So in a lot of places, like, when I lived in Charleston, like things shifted around a lot. Right. And now it's not that way anymore. Like West Ashley is its own thing. Yeah. Right.
Sure.
Like that was never a thing.
Yeah, no,
we didn't even go there.
Yeah.
Columbia.
Except for the Citadel Mall, right?
Yeah, of course. You would see like this spot open up and then everyone would start going in that part of town. But now like the Vista can thrive while Main Street thrives. Yeah. And then
the Bull District.
The Bull Street District, like when that came out, I was like, who's going to go there? Now everybody does.
Yeah.
And then people go, 5 Points still. They clean that up a lot. So it's really neat that the individual areas can thrive and grow, like despite the growth of the other side, right? And and then we see the North Main and all the things that are happening there. I mean, I feel like I got here just at the right time to kind of see like, okay, this is not Charleston, but now I'm like, I'm glad it's not. I'm glad it's its own identity.
But you still have an affordability. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're, y'all would know this way better than we would, but working in both the Charleston and Greenville markets, the bang for your buck in Columbia compared to that is so much greater.
Yeah.
And you can still get a lot of the amenities that you get in both those cities. We may not be there yet, but we're on the way.
Right.
Yeah. You got friends coming in town, not been here before. You're going to take them out for a Friday night. Where are you going? What are you doing? You got to go to 3 places.
I defer to Joe on this.
Wow.
I used to not, but now I defer to Joe. So apparently in my 40s, I've become a homebody.
A little bit. Mac has a nice place. Like, you got a good spot to hang out. And, we have somebody come into town. We're probably going to take them to Main Street for like a happy hour Hendrix rooftop cocktail, right? Unless the temperature's not absolutely perfect. It's you're either going to freeze to death or burn up, but that's, but I think we're going to go there. And then I love Divine Street, right? Go to Geo's. I'm not going to try and say the name.
Georgia.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
It's such a
Sounds so
restaurant.
fancy.
It's so hard.
I think
to
that's
say.
why everybody calls it Geo's.
Geo's,
I don't want to sound, but go there and have a meal that is as good as you can have anywhere. That's
What's your
affordable.
barbecue place that you won't take me to?
City Limits Barbecue.
Still have not been there.
I
Yeah.
haven't
know.
either.
And we're barbecue guys.
I love it, and I still haven't been.
All right.
And Joe's
We're
been
going.
numerous times
We're
without
going.
me. He sends me pictures while he's there,
Yeah.
which
He
is
lets you know his
always
breath
really
afterwards.
nice.
It's nice.
He's
He
like,
doesn't
look how
bring you
good this
anything.
looks.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait till I see you again.
I'm a loyalist. I mean, I was the first customer in line the day they opened that place, and my wife and we took some friends, and they were like, "Joe's dragging us out here at 9:45 in the morning for barbecue," and I was like, "I promise you, it's gonna be worth it." And now my wife's like, "When are we going back to City Limits? You just can't beat that." Now that's
they're
another
James Beard,
place,
right?
Yeah, man.
Yes, I
Like,
mean
they
that's
got, like,
insane.
2 finalists for James Beard. I mean,
Yeah.
this
What was
guy
it,
is
Lula
just
Drake
back
is
there.
another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back there just cooking, like making real food, and you get to see it. And then he comes and talks to you, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get this. I've been to barbecue spots all over Texas. I love Lewis.
Yeah.
They're awesome. John Lewis does an amazing job, but there's something about City Limits, and it's right here.
So Main Street, then Divine Street, then City Limits. You ending the night anywhere?
Well, I'm not. Those are not all on the same day, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
City Limits
I was
is
like, that's a big
definitely
day.
right,
City
right,
Limits
right.
is Sunday to
Well,
nurse that hangover.
You bring it up, and you can, no, I think, I mean, if it depends on the experience you want. Like, you're looking for like real Columbia, probably stop in the nightcaps around 11:30. Then you're gonna be like,
There we
okay,
are.
this place it fits in well, but it stands out big time.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yeah.
We did that last night. Divine Night Out.
Uh-huh.
Really cool to walk around and see all the places hustling and bustling. And you got like these really cool boutiques, and then there's nightcaps.
And then there's nightcaps.
You know,
Good styrofoam cup.
but it's
and
never
everything.
going anywhere.
No.
Right? Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
That's a great day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mac, you can't live in Forest Acres. You've got to move somewhere in the area. What neighborhood or what like neighborhood or like area neighborhood are you gonna move to?
So in the Columbia area or go outside of Columbia,
Oh, you can go to the Midlands. It's fun.
I would probably always stay downtown. I've lived outside of Columbia, still living in Columbia. I've lived in Irmo and lived, down Gardner's Ferry. So I've lived in different areas, and they all have their positive traits. I love downtown. Plus, I have a very big family, Joe can attest to, and 90% of them live 205, 06, 09, 05. So I like Forest Acres a lot, and I could see me staying there forever. I also like,
But in this case, you can't stay
I
there.
can't. So I would say
I think he's
Lake
stalling.
Catherine. I like that area over there a little bit, but that's not really a stretch.
I'll give it to you. That's
I
next
do
door.
like Shandon a lot. I love the big oak trees and the sidewalks, and there's always people walking, and there's a good mix of old and new. You got college kids in there, and you got people that have been in their house for 60 years. Yeah. And there's a lot of, I like the older houses with a lot of character.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
I guess I'm a
Historical
glutton
charm,
for punishment.
Weekend projects. Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
But I do like that area. And if I was going to go outside of Columbia, actually the guy that gave me the job at Insurance Gibby, he lives in that Saluda River Club. That's a really neat neighborhood.
Yeah, it is.
I will give them that. So there's probably my couple of areas that I would stay in if I could.
Yeah.
So y'all were saying earlier you want to be like the mayors of Forest, the unofficial mayors of Forest Acres. So people listening think about moving here because again, it's about people listening and how they're going to get to Columbia, where they're going to go, and so why? I love Forest Acres, obviously, but like, tell them because Forest Acres is weird, man. It's not. It's a town, but it's a neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's
a strange area because it's an older established neighborhood. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think my house was built in like 52 or 53. Big lots, which is one of the cool things about it. You can have a yard downtown. I think my lot is almost a half an acre, which is tremendous downtown. So you got trees, but you got privacy.
Trees are always good.
Yeah, you got a lot of trees, so you deal with a lot of pine straw and you deal with a lot of leaves this time of year, which that part of the year is kind of a pain, and a lot of pollen. But you got a sense of privacy. My backyard is super private, probably too private.
We're very thankful for the privacy.
My neighbors are probably more
Y'all doing
appreciative of
back
how
there.
private.
He has an outdoor shower, so I'll just leave it at that.
So, I've got an outdoor shower,
boy.
and the house I bought when I bought it already had a pool in that I had to do some work to, and my daughters very much loved that fact. I would probably never buy a pool, like put one into a house that didn't already exist, but we've enjoyed it, and like friends can come over. It's a very kid-friendly pool. There's a lot of shallow in it, so it's good for little kids to play in, things like that. I call it the Walmart summer because we've got a trampoline, and we've got a slip and slide, and we've got a pool.
Well, you're trying to sell your house. Sell Forest Acres.
No, but what I'm saying is,
There's listed right now.
yeah,
He's like, actually, here's the price.
Yeah, I mean, Forest Acres is just
it's for
easy,
everything's
man.
for sale. My
Yeah,
house
yeah.
is for sale.
Yeah.
You
Forest
might not
Acres
like
is
the price, but it's for sale.
It's a fun place because, like, logistically easy to get to.
Yes,
Easy to get to where you need to go.
10 minutes from Main Street.
The police are very
On it.
on it.
Vigilant.
I mean, we've had to call the police for a couple times over the years. They show up so quickly, and they're easy to talk to. There's no intimidation there. It's just like these are the men and women that we run into around town. I live on North Trentham, so maybe they could stop a few more speeders, but
Hey, easy. I come down
I know,
17 times a day.
Yeah, but like the neighborhoods, I mean, my wife and I are currently working on, another house in Forest Acres. We just don't want to go anywhere. Like when I lived in Shandon, it was kind of like when I lived in Charleston. Like why would I ever leave this place? And then Forest Acres was definitely a jump. Now I don't want to leave. I love it. Like I just love where everything is. I love how easy it is to get to.
It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah, every
there's
house
a
looks
lot
different.
of diversity in the houses and the people. You can kind of do your own thing, but there's a way that it kind of everybody keeps each other in check.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of the zombie houses that are sitting out there unattended to, look, yards overgrown. Because one, it's a desirable spot. So if there is a zombie house, somebody's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Big time.
And people have done a really good job, I think, of taking those older houses and giving them a facelift and making them really pretty houses.
Yeah.
A lot of them are ranch style, so it's a great option for people that are looking for retirement homes or homes when they've gotten rid of the kids because they're all on one level.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents did the same thing. They were in a 2-story house, and all of us got out of the house and they were like, we want one story.
Sure.
We want
Hell, I want one story right now. My knee's hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got a lot of options when it comes to, you can get a big sprawling ranch that has 4 or 5 bedrooms that you can raise a family in, or you can find a 1,500 square foot ranch that's got a big lot and a nice yard, and you can retire in it. And again, it's all on one level.
What do y'all hope for the future of Columbia? Now that's a really big question, but let's say 5 years. Let's just kind of keep some parameters on
And a
it.
big hailstorm comes and everybody needs a roof.
Yeah, we like
Downtown specific.
Global warming, we're into
Never
that.
hails downtown.
No,
It's
it
the funniest
doesn't.
thing in the world.
The other day when I saw hail, I was like, come on.
Yeah,
it
that was
does.
like in the upstate. You know, we
As an insurance company owners over here, we actually don't want a
I get
hailstorm.
that.
right.
Yes.
For our insurance carriers listening.
I don't necessarily want it to that extent because we'll be infiltrated by out of town roofers. And I'm always worried about people getting burned by stuff like that.
Actually, I'm pivoting my question real quick. So I'm going back to you. What do people need to know if they're looking to get a roof? Obviously, they need to call y'all, and they can get your information from our app or the show notes. But if, let's say they're interviewing somebody, what are like 2 or 3 things they should ask just to know they're not getting
Bamboozled.
Yeah, absolutely. That's and hell, if you call us, I'll recommend other good roofers. If you want to get multiple quotes, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just doing good business. I mean, me and Joe talked to Colin Crosby over at Crosby Roofing and Tim over at Red Shirt guys. They're amazing. There's some really, really good roofers in Columbia. We are not the only show in town. We'd love for you to use us, but there are other really great guys out there. I would ask mainly, how long have you been in business, or how long have you been in business under the same name? Because there's an old roofing trip, you can kind of change the name and you don't have to honor any of the old warranties because you're technically a new company. But, where's your office? They should have an office, not a P.O. box, or not just a P.O. box. And, who else have you worked with in Columbia? Do you work with any realtors or things like that? Because a lot of the good roofers work with realtors, because in y'all's industry, it's y'all's job to kind of weed out the bad and recommend good people to your people. So a lot of realtors will know good roofers. So lean on your realtors. Ask them, who would you use? Or who are the couple of people? Some realtors aren't comfortable referring one person because they, then it comes back to reflect on them. And I get that. But say, hey, if you were going to have your mother's or your father's or your sister's roof, who would be the first people you would call and ask your roofer that? And they'll give you usually a really good advice, and they'll steer you in the right direction.
It's funny you said that, because anytime I recommend a contractor, I have a new business opportunity where I always send them to either my mother or my mother-in-law's house.
Right.
And I'm like, if you can work
she doesn't
for
like them.
that's not true. But I'm like, if you do a good job for Lane and Linda, then that's my sniff test. Then I know, then I can look people in the eye and be like, well, they just did the roof in my parents' house and they did great.
Say, hopefully we pass that test. Which I love your parents. They're great.
You
I actually
need to,
did your dad's business as well.
What?
The
business. Sorry.
his
Yeah.
business.
Tall ass roof.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
It's important to talk about licensing, insurance.
Yes.
Oh, insurance.
Like what?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like
I mean, general liability.
asking for copies of it?
Like,
Like
can I
yes,
see
that's
your
not
COI?
outside the
like
box.
I have a copy of that, and it's updated every few months.
So
and
if you
want to see
fall
it,
off someone's roof, is that on you or is that on their insurance?
well, we're covered under our
Okay.
workers' comp and general liability for
still under their
accidents,
house. It's your house. It's going to be
Okay.
your insurance.
right? But
they
we're
have this-
covered,
Yeah.
right? And if it costs a lot of money to have
If you
insurance
fall
for
off.
roofing,
I'm sure
Right.
workers' comp's pretty low.
It's-
Yeah.
super low. Like
Us and crab fishermen, that's really low workers' comp.
right. And then that's the
You know?
thing. Like if you can, I think that says, well, it speaks to your professionalism.
Yeah.
But like, it costs a lot of money to have that, and you have to jump through some hoops, and you have to do some things. So like, has that person done that?
Right.
I mean, we have to have that. We've had someone fall off a roof before, and luckily they're okay. But that stuff's gonna happen. You want to protect people's property, and you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And then permitting. Like it's so easy.
Yeah, that little thing.
It's so easy to get a permit to roof a house. I mean, you need to be licensed with LLR, but you need to do it the right way. So if something goes wrong or if issues come up later when that house has been sold, they can go back and say, all right, well, here's where the permit was pulled.
Can somebody put a roof on a house without a permit?
You can do anything.
Oh, you can actually put one on and it slide off of that permit too.
You can put it on, but then like it,
Actually, it
you
could
can
go
be shut
on
down.
a Saturday when when they're not
Don't
out
tell them our
riding
secrets.
around.
Is it?
That's
how I
a
get
real
rid of
thing. You
asbestos.
can get 2 guys in a truck and put it on a Saturday and Sunday, and nobody's not
Be like
the
disclaimer at the bottom.
Somebody stole my siding over the weekend. I don't know what happened to this.
Yeah. No, so you can do all that stuff, but like, yeah, it's it's against the rules. You know, like at Forest Acres.
That's what I meant.
They're going to send people out.
The cops
and they're going to stop and say, hey, can I see your permit? Now, if they see my truck with classic roofing on it and they see my Forest Acres business license and Laura knows that we're always in there getting permits, like they're not likely to mess with us because I don't post them because I don't want somebody to come steal it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like such a dumb thing, but yeah, you want to do it the right way. So those are questions that are important. Like, are you going to get a permit? Do you have insurance? Are you licensed? Because you have to be licensed with the state of South Carolina.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
Yeah,
you face way more scrutiny. So like, it's important to talk about that. And then you combine their experience, like who's dealt with them with, are they legal?
Yeah.
Then you got somebody pretty good.
Yeah.
So future Columbia, 5 years, what do you hope to see? What do you hope not to see besides hailstorms?
I hope it continues to grow organically, kind of the way you want things to grow, but with anything, if it grows too fast, I think Lexington sometimes is experiencing some of those growing pains where it exploded in a great way. It's a great area, but the roads can't keep up with the amount of people it is. So I hope it continues to grow in a very organic way. They keep looking forward towards the future and realizing, you evolve or die type thing mentality. And I think that they've done a good job of that. And they're slowly building things up and not trying to just, we built this, it's here, use it, take care of it. It's like everything has to kind of happen naturally and organically, but people should look at Columbia and say, it's a safe place. It's a great place to raise a family. It's affordable. It's close to the mountains. It's close to the beach. We have an unbelievable lake here that you can get access to and use. So there's so many wonderful amenities. There's a lot of history here. I mean, you look around, you don't realize how much history is in Columbia until you really start to look. But there's a lot of great things that it offers. And we want to keep that history and preserve it, but we also want to keep moving forward. So I think doing things the right way, honoring stuff from the history, not tearing down old buildings, but renovating them and bringing them. I mean, we have one of the prettiest capitals in the country. Yeah. And I'm not saying that anybody would ever tear down the Capitol, but they keep it in the center of the city, and it's a focal point. And the reason why
we might need a new
so
ballroom.
beautiful.
I'm just saying we could use a ballroom.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is there's so much great history here. There's so much going for us going forward as far as the future and the industries that are coming here, because it's an affordable place to run a business and raise a family, that keep growing organically. Don't put the cart before the horse. And it's a special place. But Columbia is one of those cities that it is what you make of it. If you don't get out there and look for what events are going on, what festivals are going on, what art shows are going on, there's concerts constantly.
Always, if you're bored here, it's your fault.
Right.
Like
But if you sit at your house and wait for somebody to blast it across your television that this is going on and that's going on, we don't do a good enough job of self-promoting ourselves. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that slips through the cracks because we don't even know what's going on. Yeah. But if we do a better job of promoting the things that we have going for us, you can have an unbelievable time here. You can raise a family safely and happily here, and you're not upside down on houses because it's such an expensive purchase and you're never going to get out from underneath it unless it's 20, 30 years down the road.
All right, guys, thanks. We're going to have your stuff in the show notes.
Yeah.
Need a roof, need repairs, need something, need a recommendation of something to do.
You just want an evaluation.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll come look at your roof at no charge and just tell you, how old is it? How much time does it have left? Do I have any problems that are on the horizon or right now that I'm not even aware about it? Yeah. Just call us. Yeah. I mean, we don't charge for that. There's no trip charge. Yeah. So it's crazy not to just, if you don't know how old the roof on your building is, just get somebody to come look at it
and remove the debris.
Yes,
please. Like that is.
Do y'all have a recommendation for that? Like, is there people out there that do that? Or is it...
There's us. Just call us.
We'll
You've got leaves and pine straw. Get it off the roof.
Yeah.
It just holds water, and then you're going to see leaks, and then you might think there's more of a problem than there is. So just keep it clean. Yeah. And if you don't want to go up there, call me.
You'll keep it clean.
And I'll send somebody out there.
And starting in 2026, you'll have a sticker in your attic letting you know how your
That's right. I love that idea, actually.
All right, guys. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you all.